I'm now getting a little bit of a sensation of pain. I think I put a bit too much on. Okay, let's go with some shimmers because I'm looking like a very summery Ninja Turtle right now. Hello beautiful, we have another Beauty Bay video today. I'm always excited when Beauty Bay release a new eyeshadow palette, but this time it's with a collection. So it's a little bit different. I'm excited to dive into it today, show you it all, play with it all, and we'll see what we think. So this collection from Beauty Bay is called the Sundown collection. Now it does say it's a limited edition and I picked it up for £30. It does say on the website that it's usually supposed to be £59, so that's 45% off. So I'm not sure if that's with every item in this little collection at full price. That's probably what it would retail for, but yeah, £30 for this whole collection. I'm a little bit sad that the eyeshadow palette you can't buy separately, you have to buy it within this collection, which is a little bit of a strange one, but I'm going to show you close-ups and swatches and then we can discuss and play with it all.
Life goes up and it goes down. I know my mom taught me that. I figured why we fool around so little and we keep track of time, being so serious, idiots, thinking it will matter, keep me company downtown before the clock runs out. Sun is shining but the rain is welcome too. Friends are nearby, don't need another view. Time is not on my mind, but then it's you. Oh, I love it when the love comes around. And then I remember all things must pass, but I'm not gonna wake up, wake up. I'm not ready, let me have another day, don't wake up.
So when this arrived to me, it came in this really nice bag. I have to say I quite like this. It's a little bit iridescent, it's quite big, and it came with this on it. So it did look like a really nice little package when it arrived to me. So that is super giftable, I will say that. So I do appreciate the bag. As well, we did get 2 skincare items. One is an SPF 50 high protection UVA and UVB face lotion, and it works to protect, soothe and moisturize skin, and it says use in the AM. And there's 50 ml of this. I do think that they sell this separately and the other face cream separately on their website, I believe. Yes, this SPF face lotion is usually £9. Now I have bought this before and tried it, and I don't personally like this one. I do have a slightly dry skin, but I just feel like this one doesn't absorb that well. It just feels a little bit more like sun cream. I've got other ones that I prefer, so I'll be passing this on to my husband because hopefully he can get some use out of it. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this one personally, but I mean, it's nice. It goes with the summer collection. You want a high SPF on your face. And the other one is a 5% squalane and grapeseed oil serum hybrid. It says works to boost hydration for a dewy and radiant finish, and it says use in the AM. There's also 50 ml in this one, and this one on the website does retail for £10. I don't think I've tried this. I've got to be honest guys, I love Beauty Bay makeup, but I don't think I'm the biggest fan of their skincare. So again, I might be passing this one along to my husband or my daughter, but again, it's nice that there's some skincare included in this and it's not just makeup. Now all of the makeup items did come in the little black packaging like they usually do, so now I've shown you that, I can recycle these. Oh, I've just found out that this super plumping lip gloss that retails for £8 in the shade Fizz is actually sold separately. I thought this was a new product, but it's not. So they've included this in the bundle as well. I'm not the biggest fan of plumping lip glosses. I prefer the cooling sensation rather than the stabby hot sensation. So we're going to see what this one is, but yeah, you can buy this one separately if you want to. And the highlighter. Now I do believe this is a new item. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I can't find it on the Beauty Bay app. This is in the shade Aura, and it is the more affordable plastic type packaging, once again from Beauty Bay, but inside it's a beautiful looking highlighter. What would I say? How many shades are in this? It looks to be like 4. Obviously you can swirl your brush around and mix it all together. The cat has just entered the room. Hello, my love. Hello. So yeah, I do think that this one is a new product as far as I can tell, so I'm excited to try that one out. And of course, the reason that I had to buy this collection, would I have been buying it otherwise? Absolutely not, but you could only get the palette with this collection. Now I don't know if they're going to bring it out separately in the future, but I had to pick up this tropical palette because I love limited edition eyeshadows from Beauty Bay. They're usually in a £20 though. This is only a £16. So I'm not sure if they're going to keep this exclusively to this collection, but so far it looks like that's how it's going to be. This is the colour story inside. You will have seen the swatches and the close-ups. I haven't actually filmed the swatches as of yet. I do think it's a beautiful palette. I think it screams summer. I like the whole vibe and the feel of this collection. I think that they've done it really, really well. Looking at the colour story, I'm glad we have at least one deeper shade. I mean, it's not going to give me the most depth, but then it is a summer palette. I like the tones included. I love mixing pinks, oranges and yellows and purples together, so I'm excited to do a look with this today. Now I do have a lot of Beauty Bay videos on my channel, so I will link that playlist down below if you want to check anything else out. I especially like to review the limited edition 20 pans. And I did rank all of my Beauty Bay eyeshadow palettes. Obviously this one's not going to be included, and maybe one or two of the newer ones, but I did rank all of the Beauty Bay palettes, so that was fun. We're going to start out with the lip plumping gloss, so I am just going to pop on a little bit of a nude lip liner before I pop this on. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the lip plumping gloss. Oh, I can't tell if it smells. I think it's supposed to smell like something, but I can't put my finger on what it is. It's a little bit cinnamony? I'm not sure. Okay, so it is a little bit sheer and it looks really nice with a nude lip liner. I think it does look very pretty. It makes your lips look juicy and glossy. It's not particularly sticky. It's just the tiniest bit balmy. It's comfortable. It's very, very comfortable. I'm now getting a little bit of a sensation of pain. It's a little bit cooling, but with the stabby at the same time. I'm not really used to that. It's usually one or the other. But yeah, this one is a little bit painful. Not the worst I've ever used. It's not the strongest plump feeling. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of anything pain-wise. So it does look beautiful. Would I have been buying this if it wasn't in the collection though? No, probably not. Okay, next we're going to go and use the highlighter, which I'm excited for. I'm just going to swirl my brush around and just get all of the shades, to be honest, in this and see what it comes out like on the face. Oh, that is a really nice golden glow once you've mixed it all together. Obviously you can just keep your brush to one specific shade if you want to be super careful with it. That's not me. I just like to go in and swirl my brush around the whole thing. There is a pinky tone in there, more of a silvery champagne-y tone, a goldy tone and more of a bronze. But I think I'm picking up here most of the golden tone because that's what is predominantly coming out. But it's beautiful. I do think Beauty Bay do really nice high shine highlighter formulas. I did enjoy their recent highlighter palettes that they brought out, the baked ones. I think they were a lot nicer with the cardboard packaging. Please Beauty Bay, do cardboard packaging. We don't need the plastic packaging. So that was using all of the shades together. I will definitely try and keep my brush to one shade the next time I use it, and when I finally come to review this and let you know how I feel, I'll let you know, is it just going to be a gold highlight on me, or can I actually pick out the different shades and use them that way? But I think this is looking nice. Oh, this lip gloss is really, really starting to hurt now. Like, ow. Okay, let's zoom you all in and I will pop on some eye primer and we'll dive into this eyeshadow palette. I think I put a bit too much on. Okay, so looking at this palette, I definitely want to use the deepest shade, which is this purple here, just to create a little bit of contrast, which is what I like in an eyeshadow look. I think I definitely want to play with the orange, maybe some of the pinks. Oh, this is such a delicious colour story. I love this all together. But yeah, I think I'm going to start out with the shade Watermelon. I'm going to take that shade and I am going to stamp it on the outer corner and kind of through the crease. Like I said before, I have reviewed a lot of Beauty Bay eyeshadows and I really do enjoy the formula, especially of the mattes. I think it's really good quality, especially for the price. And I'm expecting it to be the same quality as usual. I'm not expecting this to be any different. And I want to do a big, bold, dramatic look. That is what I like to do on my channel. I like to use a lot of colour and do something a little bit out there that you wouldn't usually see people wearing down the street. Well, not where I live anyway. I do think the mattes are very pigmented and blendable. I think they're buildable to a point. I don't think you can build and build and build. And the shimmers, they tend to have different shimmer formulas in the palettes. Some are more putty-like than others. Some are more difficult to pick up on a brush than others. I'm not worried about what's going on the lid right now because I'll probably be covering all that up with a shimmer. I'm just concentrating on what's going on above. I've just noticed in this palette, I don't think they've actually got an inner corner shimmer shade that's light enough for my skin tone, which is not like Beauty Bay. They usually do a nice variety of shimmers in a palette like this, from really light to dark, so that's interesting. And just so you know, my lips are on fire. Absolute fire. Do not use that lip gloss if you do not want to be in pain. Let me just say that. Okay, we're starting to create the shape and make this a little bit more crazy. I did say it was going to be big and bold and dramatic, so I mean it's going to look crazy till the end, and then it's probably still going to look crazy. But that shade has gone on really nicely, and I'm just tickling over the edges to just start a blend before I go in with another shade. But yeah, this is exactly how I am used to Beauty Bay mattes performing, and I have quite a lot of them in my very large collection. Now I'm not gonna lie, it's a very big collection. I do have a 3-hour long palette collection video. If that's of interest to you. Then I think I want to take a little bit of the shade Beach Ball, which is this one down here. There's not a lot of kick up in the pan with these mattes at all, like none so far with these two shades, which is interesting. This shade doesn't look that dissimilar to the one that's on the eye, so I don't think we've got the full depth from this one. It doesn't look exactly the same on the eye as it does in the pan, which is a shame. And now using this one, it kind of looks a little bit similar. Okay, maybe we'll go into the orange then instead, which is called Lilo, and it is a beautiful bright orange. I'm just going to tap that on the edge of it to begin with. I think pinks, purples and oranges just look absolutely stunning together. Yeah, this is, we're going bold, we're going bold. Buckle up, folks. Just gonna take a real big fluffy brush and I'm just gonna try and sweep this orange out a bit, because we're going bold and crazy apparently. Look, I've got no idea why I've decided to do this today, but we're here now, we're committed, and I'm letting my coffee go cold again. Look, this is gonna look real bad until the end. Trust the process is the motto. Can you kind of see what we're going for? I don't know if I'm going to try and sort of add a bit of extra blush to this just to connect to what we've got going on the eyes. Then maybe I'll go into a little bit of one of the yellows. I'll go into, because we've got more of a brighter one here called Zesty, but we also have more of a, do I want to say yellow ochre shade called Blonde? I think I'm going to use Blonde. And again, just kind of fluff this on the edges. I'm going to have to go back and forth a few times between these shades to make this blend look somewhat good. But even the tones as they're blending into each other, like they have curated this colour story beautifully. Thank you, Beauty Bay. I think this is going to please a lot of people for summer. Just want to use a tiny bit of that orange as well, just to tickle on the edges of this purple. Not too much, just a tad. I know, we are looking crazy. And my light's too bright. I've been super bright this whole time. I'm sorry if I have. I'm just going to use the same shades to run along the lower lash line. And I love this Cosmic Brushes brush for doing this. It's the CB6. And I need about 10 of them because it's just perfect, especially if you want to just pop a little bit of a deeper shade on the lower lash line without dragging it out too far and making it too intense. Okay, let's go with some shimmers because I'm looking like a very summery Ninja Turtle right now. It's all going to make sense when the lashes are on. It's all going to make sense. So I haven't actually swatched these shimmers as of yet. So I'm thinking Sun is the bright golden yellow, which is probably the one that I was thinking I was going to go for. We also have Jellyfish, which looks nice, but I think it might get lost in the look. I think the most contrasting one is going to be Sun, so I think I'm going to use that. But like I said, there wasn't really anything for my inner corner, so I'm thinking I might go into the highlighter for that. That's not cheating because you have to buy the whole collection together. Okay, I've just got my crease and now I want to go in with that gold shimmer, and I'm thinking I don't know what brush to use. I'm going to try my Refer brush. This is a Refer 26 because my flat Refer brushes need a wash. So I'm going to go into Sun. Hope it picks up. Should I spray this? I don't really want fallout. We're just going to pop this off. We're going to pop this off, apparently. We're going to put it over the majority of the lid just so we've got the most contrast from the matte shades that we use, because I feel like this is the most different from them. I feel like this shade would benefit from being used with your finger, and I think I will go into one of the deeper, maybe purpley shades. Maybe I'll go into that jellyfish or one of the others just to connect up this gold to the mattes with more of a purpley shimmer. But as you can see, it's going on nicely. It is looking reflective and foily. It's, should I just go with my finger? I'm going to save a lot of time if I do. Like, yeah, they do apply a lot better with the finger a lot of the time. I don't particularly like to do that. I don't like to use sponge tip applicators. Like, just work on my brush, please. Like, that's my preference. Okay, I've cleaned my brush off and I'm going to go into the highlighter. I'm going to try and go into the lightest shade of this, if that's possible, and just put that. Did I pick any up? Or is that, it looks a little bit like hard pan. Have I got this? We'll see. And I'm going to pop that on the inner corner. Where is it? Hello? Hello? Using a different brush. I mean, it's there, but it's still not as blinding and light as what I was hoping it would be. Okay, I've built that up as much as I can on the inner corner, and then I'm going to go in with one of the more berry toned shimmers. Which one do we want? Maybe Parasol. That looks quite nice. That could tie in nicely between the gold shimmer and the matte. I think I'm going to use a little bit of that one. And we'll just use this shade to bridge that gap. Oh yes, that is working perfectly. It's sort of the same tone as the matte, but it's going to blend into that gold really nicely because shimmers don't mind what colour they're blending into with other shimmers. They're not like mattes. Oh, yes, okay. Back into a little bit of the matte we started with, just to go back over that outer corner. I feel like a nice vibrant lip would have gone with this really well, but obviously I wanted to use the lip that comes in the collection. Yeah, this will make more sense when I've got lashes on. I mean, I keep telling myself that. Do you believe me? Okay, that's going to be more or less it for the eyeshadow, guys. Let me jump off, finish this up, then we'll come back and see if this has all worked out and it's been worth trusting the process for. So we have the final look. So please do let me know, did this all come together at the end? Do I still look a little bit like a tropical Ninja Turtle? I mean, it's absolutely fine if I do, because I am loving this look. The colours, the way that it's so bold and dramatic, that is my absolute favourite in makeup. I did use some extra little bits. Everything that I'm using will be linked in the description box if it is available. I used a little bit of the High Vis liquid liner from Barry M just to very slightly line the cut crease. This is the light pink one. I'm not sure if it has an actual shade name. You can't really see it, it's not bold, but it just made it even more crisp. And I did use the Arttitude Cosmetics lashes in the style Extra. These were gifted to me. I'm not sure if you can still get these, but if you can, they'll be linked down below. And in the waterline, I went in with my Colourpop cream gel liner in Piggyback. Again, they reformulated these, so I'm not sure if they've got this exact shade anymore. But I think the purple in the waterline tied it all together nicely. I'm loving these tones. It's giving me full-on summer vibes. I definitely want to go and sit in the garden after this and enjoy some sun. So let's talk about the product that was in this collection. Like I say, the two skincare products, I think it's a very nice touch to add this and not just have makeup in this little Sundown collection. But personally for me, I don't particularly rate, which one was it? The SPF. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't my favourite, and I don't feel like makeup sat on top of it amazingly well for me. Other people might feel differently if you've got different skin type, but yeah, I'm not gonna even bother trying the other one. I'm just gonna give it to my husband along with this, most likely, because I don't tend to get along with beauty-based skincare. But I am glad that they included it in this little collection, and I think it is super cute, and it will definitely work for some people, maybe just not people with skin like mine. Love the little highlighter. Like I say, can't actually find this separately on the website. It could possibly be there and I'm just blind, but of course there had to be a highlighter with the Sundown collection, and I do think it's pretty. It wasn't as blinding and popping in my inner corner as I was hoping for, but I think it looks beautiful as a highlight on the cheek. I did put a little bit on my shoulder and a little bit on my collarbone. I do think it's a nice little highlighter for summer. I will definitely come back and test this a little bit more to give you my final thoughts on it in another video. Obviously this is just my first impressions using it the once. The lip plumping gloss. It's pretty, it's a pretty colour. I've been having a coffee, it's still kind of there, it still looks a little bit juicy on my lips. It's nice, it's a nude, it'll go with most things, it is lovely for summer. It's just the plumping part that I'm not keen on, and that is just a preference thing. For me, I don't like plumping glosses, plumping anything to be honest, unless it's a really cool menthol minty sensation. That's not too bad. Anything that feels stabby on the lips, no. I do like the little Beauty Bay bag. Will I get much use out of it? I mean, probably not, to be honest. I can't really think what I'm going to put in it because I don't even know if an A4 piece of paper would fit in this easily or whether it'd be a super tight squeeze. But if I can fit paper in it, I could possibly use it for that. Don't think I'd be using it for makeup, but I do think it looks really pretty and very nice and iridescent. Now, the palette. So let's talk about the palette. This is the whole reason that I bought this collection. If I could have bought the palette alone, I would have done. And I think I'm a little bit upset with Beauty Bay that they didn't just release the palette separately and have this collection alongside it if you wanted to get the whole thing. I mean, it gives them more money if you have to buy the whole thing, definitely, but I would have preferred it, and I'm sure a lot of people would, if you could just buy this separately. It does say limited edition. I don't know if they're going to be bringing this out on its own at any point, so I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, if you desperately love this colour story, and we don't know what Beauty Bay are going to be doing in the future, I mean... Interesting as well that this one is a £16 because normally their limited edition eyeshadows, like I said before, are £20. So I quite like that it's a little bit scaled down. That doesn't bother me really. I do think this is a beautifully curated colour story. I love the tones that have been chosen and I think it's perfect for summer. I think it's going to be beautiful for bright colour lovers. We do have one sort of nude down here that you can pair up with the other colours. We do have a lot of pops and zesty colours though, so it just depends on what your preference is. I do feel like the majority of the shades I used are fairly-ish similar to the Beauty Bay formula I've previously used, apart from the shade Watermelon. That did not appear on the eye. I mean, I had to build that up. I was digging my brush in there, swirling it around, trying to get the pigment on my eye like it looked in the pan. There was hardly any fallout. I'm not sure what is going on with that shade. It felt a little bit dry, maybe a little bit hardly pressed. I don't know what to tell you because I've got really pigmented, easy to use deeper shades from Beauty Bay and they're not this difficult to work with. So that Watermelon shade did let me down a little bit. I was really excited to see it in the palette because I thought, oh good, a little bit of contrast, but yeah, that didn't blow me away, that shade. I really like the bright orange. That was fantastic. The yellow that I used, beautiful. And the shimmers, obviously the sun shade is a very nice contrast with the mattes that I used today. That picked up okay on a brush. It was better with the finger. It is that it's not as putty-like as some Beauty Bay formulas that I've used before shimmer-wise. I haven't dipped my finger into all of them yet, so maybe some will be more putty-like than others, but that one isn't the most putty-like I've ever used. And it is interesting to me that they haven't included a super light inner corner shade for people with skin tones like mine. It's interesting. I mean, you don't have to have that in every palette. It's not an absolute necessity. You can definitely pull in other things. Maybe it was because as well, they've got the highlighter in this little bundle. But it's just interesting because usually Beauty Bay do sort of include that. All in all, I think the palette is beautiful. I am disappointed with the Watermelon shade. I am definitely going to be doing more looks with this. Probably a 2 or 3 look video for you. So if you're interested in that, don't forget to subscribe because that will be coming. I do love playing around with Beauty Bay eyeshadow palettes, and of course I want to use this a little bit more before I give you my final thoughts because I haven't been able to use every single shade. It does say cruelty-free and vegan and a 12-month shelf life on this. I do think it's a cute little palette. I have to say I love the way my makeup's come out today. It's very, very dramatic, bold and fruity, and I'm living for it. If you're wondering about anything, please do check the description box because I include a lot of information down there. I will also include down there my Instagram and my other socials, as well as my YouTube membership and my Patreon group if you'd like to join. Please let me know what you think to this look down below. It's not going to be for everyone and that's absolutely fine, but I really love it. And if you love colour and dramatic makeup, this might be the channel for you. I hope you enjoyed this, even if you're not planning to pick up the palette. I hope you've just enjoyed the colour combinations and the playing around with makeup today. Definitely shop your stash. If you have similar tones to this, you don't desperately need this palette, especially because you can't buy it on its own. Let me know what you think about that as well, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye.